All right, here we go. The map Neo Tornado. This is the PokerStrategy.com Team Liquid Star League. In the right position, we have JF as Protoss. He is. Oops, may have started the game a little bit too quick. Sorry about that. But anyways, at the right position, we do have JF as Protoss. And then we have at the bottom left position, GosI Terran as Terran, as his name does imply. The winner of this matchup overall is going to play the winner of the match we just saw, which is White Raw. So, we're going to see either a PvP from JF, which is always a pleasure because his Reavers are so good, or a TvP from GosI Terran, which we have been seeing endless TvPs from him recently, and obviously quite good at them.
A few interesting facts for you guys at home. JF actually has made more money than most pro gamers in Korea.
Yes, that's a great fact,
yeah,
I'm glad you brought that up.
Well, thank you. No, but seriously, it's actually very true. A lot of the big damn esports newbies that I meet outside Korea, they're not all newbies, but a lot of them you meet, they have no idea that a lot of these pro gamers have made a lot of money. These non-Korean pro gamers, a lot more than most of the big B teamers or A teamers on a lot of these pro teams.
Yeah, whoever does the best in a year in the foreigner scene generally makes more money than low-grade A teamers in South Korea.
Yes.
So that is something to bring up. But if you're a foreigner on a pro team in Korea, that's how you make the most money, because then you make pro gamer money and you win all the events like Hydra's been doing this year. So
yeah, that's very true.
So that's actually the best way to make the maximum amounts of money. But JF, in his year where he dominated, he made like well over $10,000 that year between his salaries and all the tournaments he won. This year he's made much less. I think the only tournament he won this year was the stamina tournament. I think it was about $300 for first place. Maybe picked up a few other small Zotac cups or something like that, making his salary like always. Maybe won a little land here or there that I'm forgetting about. But this year, not quite as much money coming in for him as previous years.
Out of all the non-Korean pro gamers that you hear about, this guy is somebody that people outside of the StarCraft orbit, I guess you could say, really know about. JF. He's been pretty new to the scene. I remember actually at BlizzCon we were talking to Jarrett from Pure Ponage, and he was saying that this was actually one of his favorite players to watch. This is one of the guys that really got him into the whole non-Korean esports scene. This guy is just very, very adroit when it comes to these kind of situations where he's suddenly thrown into something weird. I'm actually shocked he lost that last game. It's kind of one of the reasons why I'm so excited to see the game number 4 here, because I thought JF was going to win that. But wow, what an interesting series. And even going out from that point, GosI Terran has brought us a ton of very exciting games since the TSL 2 started.
Yeah, that's definitely true, man. You do not see enough Terrans that can actually go toe-to-toe with the Protosses. A lot of these Terrans that are pretty good, they get pretty good because, they have a few Terran versus Terran builds that can just win stuff kind of randomly on build orders, and they get good Terran versus Zerg. But their Terran versus Protoss is always lacking. GosI Terran very good at that, though. Now let's look at this. There is a proxy robo on the left-hand side of the screen here. In the meantime, we have GosI Terran. Looks like he's going to go for just probably an FD Terran expansion. He has not scouted JF yet. Going to scout him last and actually be blocked off by a Dragoon that's going up to meet the SCV right now. He says, "Hi, SCV." SCV says, "I am getting out of here." So
I do not heal.
That's right, man. He needs... Well, he can be healed and repaired, but that costs money and energy, unlike Protoss and Zerg. But anyways, let's not get me started. He has no idea what's going on. Will he get a quicker eBay because of this? I certainly hope so.
Alright, I'm a Protoss player. Let's talk about this Protoss rush for a second. This is actually a very standard rush. It used to be a little bit more revolutionary about 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Now it's a little bit more typical. What's key about it is that the Terran never gets in your base. If the Terran gets in your base, the Terran's going to know, uh-oh, and okay, if we get a shot here, we can see the Terran's actually making a quick command center. This is what is dangerous about a rush like this. You get a Reaver out fast. First of all those Marines can die in one Reaver shot. Second of all, you're going to get the second Reaver over there so fast. So a lot of this is going to come down to micro and execution. And as you said, Dan, or excuse me, Artosis. That's not your real name, Dan.
Dan is my slave name, Tasteless.
Dan is your slave name. Your real name is Artosis. He's very, very dexterous when it comes to Reavers. So he could do a lot of damage. So GosI Terran, now, remember, Game 3, he was put in rush hell and managed to sneak his way out of it. Maybe he can do it this time, but this is going to be a really, really tough challenge. So let's all brace ourselves for about the next minute here when this very, very common rush nowadays is going to be executed by one of the best Reaver players in the whole damn world.
Well said, Tasteless. Well said. But we see Siege expansion coming up for GosI Terran. This is going to be something that allows him to defend against this as best as you can possibly hope. You know, Siege expand, the Siege mode really good against Reavers. He's got the turrets up, but he doesn't have any really in his main near the command center. So that's going to make it a lot harder, obviously. Now we're going to have to look for where this Reaver wants to enter into the base.
Here we go,
and
here we go.
Here we go. He's at the main command center.
Oh my god, Dud Reaver, Dud Scarab. The Siege tank sieges up. Reaver picked up, backs up a little bit. It's all about control right now as JF continues to keep both these units alive here.
Now he's got the Marines to help cover these Siege tanks as he leapfrogs up, but if he loses all these Marines, it's a big deal. The Reaver did not fire right there, and JF, he is in trouble, man. That did not do the type of damage he was looking for. You know, I don't even know if he killed any SCVs, maybe just that turret. And look at this, almost flies into a turret. His shuttle's taken some damage. He has a damaged Reaver and a damaged Dragoon in there as well. Well, he is expanding. His Nexus, it's almost done, so he's got a really good timing on that, but not a lot of units. He has the Observatory up so he can get some observers out, but really almost no damage done thus far. But the expansion of JF is pretty poorly defended, to be honest with you. He's making a turret right now, but there is a timing for JF to get in here with his Reaver, and here he goes. He's going to take it. Runs the SCVs away, though. Very quick reaction speed.
What the hell was that Scarab doing? Okay, it almost didn't kill that SCV. That would have been game-changing had he lost the shuttle. Again, JF doing damage, but not actually crippling his opponent. Not wounding him so badly that GosI Terran can't just go back to what he was doing and recover. We see that the shuttle continuing to drive the SCVs out. Okay, hold that thought, though. All the SCVs moving back here. Let's watch for this one moment. The Reaver's out. It fires!
Oh!
Whoa, that was anticlimactic. But well, let's take a look at this one.
Oh!
Damn, I take it back. He did the damage he needed to do.
You know, on the 6th day, JF made Reavers, and on the 7th day, JF put his opponent to rest.
And on the 7th day, he killed everything in your mineral patches. That was the damage he needed to do.
Yes.
I was about to say, GosI Terran's got the advantage. All he's got to do is spot that Robo Bay before 2 or 3 observers get out, and then Spider Mines are going to win this game. All of a sudden, he took out all those SCVs. Very nice play here. You can almost see that GosI Terran is still in defense mode, moving tanks and vultures back and forth in his main. Meanwhile, JF actually expanding again. You know, props to JF. He's doing a really good job. This is why this guy won the TSL last time.
It is, man. He literally won off the back of Reavers.
Yeah.
And you notice whenever he makes Reavers, he seems to win. And we see these vultures going up towards this expansion up there. There is a pylon wall, but are there observers nearby? Can he lay some mines and get in there? No, because these don't have mines. Too bad. But anyways, really an uncomfortable position for GosI Terran right here. He really has nothing to get aggressive with. But look at this! Vulture's getting into the natural, taking out a probe. Again, anticlimactic, loses every vulture there. Not the best execution that we saw, but you know, he is trying. He does a lot of vulture harasses, as we've seen. But it looks to me like he's actually planning on perhaps putting on some pressure. JF does have 4 gateways now, though, so it's not really the best idea. Now, if he can get onto the high ground outside the natural, siege up, make a turret, and maybe, you know, push in a little bit, he may be able to get JF into an uncomfortable position. But other than that, he's going to have to just rely on this quick armor he has, rely on this academy he's getting, and just go into turtle expansion mode.
You know, the weird thing about this map is that it's not the easiest map to get the third base. It's not far away from you, but if you get good shuttle timing with your Dragoons, you can actually kill off all these tanks. He lost a lot of vultures when he did this initial attack. So you can see GosI Terran only has one option to get the third base. These tanks move. Oh my god, hold that thought. So Reaver over here, we already saw this happen once before. You got to be very careful with Terran because each tank is so precious. It's not a unit you can rebuild as easily as the game progresses.
Seriously, man. Every tank in a Terran vs. Protoss is the One Ring, and all that little Frodo Baggins Reaver wants to do is send them to Mordor. You know, he needs to keep the tanks alive. If he loses a bunch of them again, basically, you know, you lose them early, you can put up a good fight, but you're probably going to lose in the late game. So it's so important to keep these tanks alive. That should be exactly what he's focusing on. As long as you have your original siege tanks, you are still in the game.
Okay, he's edging forward. Actually, by the way, he's doing a great job, GosI Terran is, of making a few buildings in the way here, making the command center. GosI Terran playing it very safe. But let's remember, if this game goes on for more than 5 or 6 minutes, it's going to be the top part of the map that matters. GosI Terran can secure the right side. Doesn't look like Protoss is going to have too much of an easy time doing that. He could drop that Reaver out of the shuttle that's at the expansion, shoot down an SCV or two, and maybe buy a minute or two of time. But at the end of the day, it's going to be this entire upper side of the map that Terran's going to have to deal with. Terran in StarCraft has the strongest army with the least mobility, and that's where the other players take advantage of it. They can move around that army. They can force the Terran, when he attacks, to move back to his base due to counterattack. So let's remember that as this game moves forward.
And you know, Tornado is a big map. We see up at the top right, JF taking another main base. That's going to be almost impossible for GosI Terran to deal with. He does have a starport as he techs up to a second armory and science facility, but no dropships quite yet. Those could be kind of clutch in this game, man. He needs to slow JF down because right now, JF is making an Arbiter Tribunal. He is adding a couple more gateways. You know, his unit count is getting decently high. And what can I say aside from this, man? JF, he is doing a really good job here.
Yeah.
Hopefully GosI Terran, as he expands into this third base, does not lose too much to this Reaver up here that is defending it. And look at that, already taken out 3 Vultures. And how many more will he take out? A 4th Vulture?
Maybe a 5th.
Maybe a 5th. There you go.
You know what's interesting about this is that JF keeps such a tight contain on the Terran, which is what you don't see from a lot of Protoss players. This is a guy who's never going to let Vultures get out of his sight when they leave the Terran's base. Look, Terran should be able to get this expansion, but he's not able to edge forward with these tanks. Look at how much time he's buying here. The Reaver and the Dragoon aren't going to stay here forever, but every second counts. Meanwhile, the Terran has yet to transfer the SCVs here. Only just now is this happening. He could even get a good SCV shot off here. Let's take a look at the expansion. He could potentially drop a Dragoon here. Focus fire that. Will he do it? I guess not. Excuse me.
Oh, this
okay,
is
hold
the
on,
timing
hold on. Here
to
we
do
go.
it right here.
Here
If
we
he gets
go.
this off, it's going to be
Here we
game
go.
over.
Oh, wow, dud.
He is very lucky for that, man. Very lucky indeed. But he's flying over to the side, and can he get... Nope.
Nope.
All right. Whew, the game continues, fellas.
That could have been it.
You know, during all that, JF used that cover to send probes up to the top right, so he's got 4 bases mining very strongly right now. His Arbiter is making it is over half done at this point. He's getting very, very mobile with all his units. And GosI Terran, he's kind of spread thin. He's not got enough supply, and things are looking very good for JF. Right now, it's 102 to 172. JF taking the top left base, and he is expanding, man. This is getting really scary. As a Terran player, I'm just looking at this and shaking my head and just remembering about a million different games.
We can see some Vultures trying to sneak out of here. But again, this is the whole strength of JF when it comes to his containment PvT, is that he never lets anything get outside of his sight. Of course, Vultures, when you're behind as Terran, are that one way that you can get out and take out a ton of probes and gain that advantage. He doesn't ever let it happen. Look at that. Taking out those Vultures, and of course, the more Vultures you lose in harassment, the less momentum you have during that, I should say, mid to late game push.
Quite true there, quite true. But it looks like we're definitely going to go into a quite long game here. I think that GosI Terran does have enough defenses at this point that JF is not going to want to run in there. It's just no real position for him to attack in. There's enough depots and mines in the way despite having a superior supply count. And GosI Terran is upgrading right now from 2 armories. He's getting EMP. He's already got a vessel out, making some more. He's already got that +1 attack. So basically right now, JF, he's just going to want to take every single expansion, make gateways everywhere. He's transferring probes like a madman. It's like, I don't know, man. He's getting more Stargates. Things are so much in JF's favor right now. I don't know. If GosI Terran ends up winning this, he is some sort of, you know, amazing guy.
Well, he's already an amazing guy, but he would be even more amazing.
Yeah, man, he'd be 2x amazing.
If he did win this. We do see a little bit of vulture harassment here, but let's look at the bigger picture. The tech tree for the Protoss is out of hand at this point in time. The expansions Protoss has are unobtainable for the Terran, unless the Terran has an invincible army. I think the only way Terran could possibly win this would be to push towards the main, as if it was some type of Terran versus Zerg. Take out the main tech tree with the forges and where all the gateways are, but I don't think that's going to happen, especially not with JF.
Well, you know, I think that what you said there has some merit. All the gateways are gathered in JF's main base, so really what GosI Terran needs to do is somehow block every recall and push up into the natural to stop reinforcements. So if he can do those 2 things, yeah, he can definitely win, but can he do those 2 things? He's got the 2-1 upgrades. You know, JF, though, he's maxed out. He's got 4.5k, 1.5k. He's got 2 Stargates going. He's already got at least 1 Arbiter. I'm looking around. 2 Arbiters already, a 3rd one making. You know, unless we see some ridiculous EMPs and some ridiculously bad recalls, it's hard for me to swallow... Okay, JF heard me talking, and he's making gateways at the top right. I'm sorry about that.
I was about to say, all he has to do now is make a bunch of other gateways.
Yeah, that's...
Because then even if he loses his main army, all of a sudden it's there again.
Mm-hmm.
This is that phase where Protoss suddenly becomes invincible.
Yeah, he's going to be invincible for quite some time. Only the most perfect defense ever for GosI Terran would have any shot, and even then, you know, if we switched out GosI Terran right now for, I don't know, Flash... I still think that JF would probably end up winning.
I think you're right.
To be perfectly honest.
Unless, of course, the power went out during
the
TSL.
Zing MSL.
Oh, did I just do that?
Yeah,
I guess I did.
did.
No, but seriously, I think there's absolutely no way that JF could lose this. Okay, so he's unsieged. Let's all focus on this for a second.
This is bad, man. He's going to get stasis. If I just see this huge unsiege.
I think
all I can see in the future is a ridiculous stasis. Hopefully he moves out a little bit slower than that, though. He does have a nice turret ring near his main base. Not quite nice enough. Arbiters definitely can still get through there, no question. And here we go. Is he going to EMP? He does! That is a pretty big move right there.
Sometimes with Protoss players, we see Hallucinate upgraded so that you can send, you know, 6 fake Arbiters with 1 real run, or 2 real ones into the main. And then recall there, but you know what? It looks like JF is very comfy with where he is. He does have the 4 Templars ready with the shuttle, so normally we see a mass storm drop on a very clustered Terran army. Okay, Terran moving out now.
All right, we see that he is taking this high ground. He's got to be careful with clumping, though. Here we go. JF going to run in here. He has a lot of High Templars in there. Do they have storms yet? They do indeed. The Arbiter goes out pretty quick, but the storms pummeling these vultures. And now it looks like this may be the ending, man. Wait a minute.
No, this is actually really bad. What is he doing?
Yeah, no, I didn't actually notice all those tanks up on the high ground.
Did you know that those siege tanks are pretty good?
Yeah, man, they own Dragoons.
They have pretty long range. No, get this. He's actually, I can't believe what I'm seeing here. We have to actually stop for a second and realize this game is not actually necessarily as one-sided as we thought. Arbiters are the only thing that can maybe do some damage with some storm here, but guess what? Goliaths turn out to have incredible air damage here. All of a sudden, siege tanks are inside of his opponent's expansion. I can't believe what I'm seeing. Potentially, the gateway reconnaissance here could be cut off. If he does have a contain here, he could go to every other expansion on the map and turn this game around, and my head will explode, and we won't have any more commentary. I don't know what else to say.
Well, it's okay. Look at this. A Dragoon counter down at... Ooh, look at that. Nice spy mine right there. These Dragoons are all horribly damaged. So GosI Terran should be able to hold this off pretty easily. But yeah, man, if he kills off these gateways, we just have the gateways in the top right for JF, but it looks like he is adding a few more around the map. All his tech is in here, and it would actually take too long and be too costly to move up and actually eliminate all those bases there. And look at this, an Arbiter just kind of flying over these Goliaths like he owns the place.
Oh, no, we can't afford to lose that. It's only one more hit.
Arbiter. Get out of here.
See you in hell, Arbiter.
Goodbye, Aldaris. Anyways, we see that right now, GosI Terran is being a little bit mobile, moving around the map with a group of siege tanks. He has the 3-2 upgrades, and I got to admit,
oh
man,
my God, I can't believe this is happening.
This is unreal, because JF was in a great position. Really, it was that blunderous attack that has screwed everything up. But here we go. JF looks like he wants to clear this out. Vultures
oh my God,
to the rescue.
JF could actually lose this game if he's not entirely careful. JF does still have just the slightest advantage, but again, it all comes down to the fact that he only has one location where units can be reinforced. The Terran unit's stronger in this situation than the Protoss' units. Looks like Protoss is going to win this small battle here in the middle left, but can they win the war? Again, Terran has Protoss completely contained. The Arbiters, the vast majority of the Dragoons, stuck right now. But again, if Terran does one more very precise attack, this whole game's going to go to hell for JF.
That's right. You know, it's really impressive that he's even able to do this. JF has been playing so well here today, but those gateways in the top right really starting to help out. You can see GosI Terran doesn't really quite know what to do right here. He is expanding to JF's natural, so that means he's going to have to leave a lot of units there. I don't know, man. I kind of feel like he needs to get a little bit more mobile. You know, maybe recruit a dropship, get that involved. But here he goes. He's moving some tanks up to a depleted expansion.
Yeah, this is like the worst possible move you could do here is attack the big paperweight on the map. This expansion, this is a blunder here by our Terran player. It does take out pylons. It does, of course, make the fact that Protoss has to spend 400 to 600 more minerals replenishing his supply, but of course Terran's going to lose 3 tanks if he doesn't play this out right. Here we see JF now engaging the army. Does he take out these tanks? He does, and as well as he takes out this expansion over here at the upper right, I think the advantage we could have seen GosI Terran take, I think it was thwarted by JF's good decision making.
Yeah, you know, GosI Terran put up quite a good fight there due to JF kind of donking off his army, but it didn't last, as you can see. Right now the supplies are vastly different. 130 for GosI Terran. Very poor SCV saturation is natural.
Ouch.
His third base completely mined out, so he's basically dead in the water. In the meantime, JF mining from pretty much everywhere, refilling his stockpiled minerals, retransferring some probes. You know, he's just about maxed out again. And even though GosI Terran put up a good fight, JF, man, JF is back, and he is as scary as ever. I have to say, this is some really impressive play. GosI Terran is no joke. Definitely a player who could have made it very far into this tournament. Turns out he has not, because JF has taken this game and the series 3-1, a very exciting series. And wow, man, just great play by JF. White Raw, you might be in trouble, buddy.
Yeah, this might be the focal point match of the next round. Is going to be White Raw against JF, because of course White Raw is the guy who's beating out everybody. By the way, GG, looks like we're going to have a JF versus White Raw match. I look forward to it. I think it's going to be epic, and I want to thank you guys for joining us.
Yeah, you know, I don't even know what to say. JF, he is back, man. I did not think that he was going to get into this good shape. He is better than ever right now. It really showed us against GosI Terran, who we've seen so many good Terran vs. Protoss matches out of. And so now let's go over basically what are we going to see this in the round of 8 for these guys. We're going to see JF against White Raw. which we just spoke about. A really great PvP matchup there. I'm actually gonna give it to JF. I have to say,
Yeah,
man,
man. I mean, well,
JF is a beastly beaster in PvP.
well, you know what's funny about the whole series we saw was it wasn't somebody like, well, guess what, guys? That's what happens if you get a Robo Bay and the other guy expands before it. It's all about the math of StarCraft. Instead, it was like, look at how talented this player is in any situation, whether he has information or not, whether his rush works or not. But yeah, I gotta say, I think White Raw has his work cut out for him. I didn't expect a game like this. By the way, we also have Hydra versus Noni, two of the best
Dude,
Americans
Hydra
of all time.
versus Noni.
Yeah,
What a matchup that is. I cannot wait to see that when we already saw it once, but now Noni is in full form. We saw him crush Charson, but Hydra is Hydra, man. He wins everything, so that match is going to be amazing. And then we're going to have, well, Sen versus the winner of Rhett and Castro. By the way, tomorrow, Chillin' Day 9, same time, same place. Going to be casting Rhett versus Castro. And Mondragon versus Brad OK, one of the best matches from this round. And then, of course, the other round of 8 match is going to be Phoenix against the winner of Mondragon and Brad OK.
now you gotta watch out for Phoenix because he's easily one of the best Protoss players out there. He's basically like the Noni of South America. He only a little bit different playing style. He's very dangerous though, and he's a little bit unpredictable in this tournament. However, him against Mondi, against Brad, I think is going to be really cool. Again, the TSL proving to have some very awesome games. We're so glad you guys are here joining us. It's been a real pleasure.
Indeed it has. So everyone make sure you come back tomorrow. Same time, same place, everybody. It's 14 EST, 20 CET. And unfortunately 4 a.m. in Korea.
Yes, and it is now 7:31 a.m.
Wow.
So I have to fall asleep in the taxi on the way home again, I think.
I think you do. So yeah, that is it. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. Super congratulations to White Raw and TT1 man. You have gained everyone's respect back a lot, I think, with that matchup. Really great games. And you know, sorry GosI Terran. Better luck next time. Still a really good player, but JF, he's better than ever, man. And I wouldn't be surprised if this nerd makes it right up into the top 4 and maybe even further.
I think this nerd just steals other nerds' souls on iCup all day.
I think so.
No, but seriously, JF, quite a genius. What do we have anything else to say other than thank our entire audience here for joining us. I am Tasteless. With me is Artosis. It is of course we're in Korea, so we're in Korean time, so we're a little cracked out here from drinking coffee.
That's right.
And trying to stay alive for you guys. So we thank you for joining us for this cast.
One last shout out, PokerStrategy.com.
Oh, of course.
Dude, they are the ones making this possible. So thank you to them and TeamLiquid.net, of course, for running it. So that is just about it. Make sure you come in tomorrow, and thanks for watching.